right. Thank you, Ross. All right, good morning. We're got a huge challenge this week going on the road. It's a very good NC State team, very good team, complete. This is got to be one of the most experienced teams in the country for sure. A ton of guys that have played a lot of ball on both sides of the ball. 9 of 11 back on offense, had 10 of 11 back on defense. Now 8 of 11. With a couple of guys getting hurt, guys that have, again, a few guys that have transferred in that were starters as well. So lots of experience with this team. They're incredibly well coached. They play hard, play tough, play smart, and they're 2-1. Mississippi State was a tough game for them. They opening kickoff return for a touchdown, and then NC State had 3 turnovers. So otherwise, that's a tight game. They gave up 17 points, not counting the kick return. So this is a really, really good team. Offensively, the quarterback is a baller. He is a very good player. He's an excellent thrower. He's athletic. He moves around. He can run well. And, again, just really understands their scheme. They're incredibly committed to what they do, with their stretch play and the misdirection, the screens, running back passing game, formations, boots and throwbacks and shots down the field to those big, tall receivers. 4 starters back in the offensive line. They're very good up front, very physical, and a very physical run game. That's where it all starts for them. I think the OL's got like 100 starts between them, so it's a very smart, cohesive group. And the receivers are very good players. 88 is outstanding. 5 is a great slot for them. 86 is an excellent player as well. So just a really good group. 2 great running backs that again, they all understand their scheme and going to be a big challenge for us defensively. Their defense, they look like us on tape. Different schematics than us, but they look like us in how they run to the football, how physical they are. They're very well coached. They're fundamentally sound. They do a super job. And again, guys that have played a lot of football on all 3 levels. They're stingy. They've not allowed a rushing touchdown in 3 games against anyone. So, very, very confident group. And then special teams, this is one of the best special teams group that we'll see all year. They got the school record holder in field goals and the school record holder in punting. So a really good group, excellent returner, and a very good team. So, but for us, I'm excited to see us play a true road game and see how we accept the challenge. It's a tough place to play, and we're gonna have to have a great week of preparation, and we got to play well. It's that simple. We got to play well in all 3 phases, and if we do that, then we'll have a chance to win the game. If we don't, it's going to be a long day. So it's going to start with a great week of practice, and again, looking forward to it. Tyler Davis had surgery this morning, so you can keep him in your thoughts and prayers. It's a big loss for us. Man, he was playing great football. What an incredible effort from him in this past game, and just super proud of him, and look forward to getting him back. Know he'll come back better than ever. So next guy up, Rook's he's been there. He played well for us to this point, and so we're very fortunate that we got some other guys there that have gotten some experience in these first 3 games and have played well. So excited about his opportunity. And with that, I'll take questions.
Can you, regarding 3rd and 4th guys on the interior defensive line, can you maybe share your thoughts there about Trey? And is Trey healthy? I know he was banged up, I guess.
Yeah, he's been banged up all year, but he's been banged up since camp. But he's not missed a beat. He's played well. I thought the Georgia game, he was very active. He had the most mistakes, but really his first time really playing, but he bounced back. He played better against South Carolina State, and then showed up again last week. So he's getting better and better. But he's a presence. He's a very athletic kid. He's tough, but he's he's been playing banged up all year and just battles through. He's done a good job for us, and obviously Rook has played well, and I think ET's starting to make a little progress. He's a guy too that's out all last year. And he didn't start playing football till his junior year, but has missed a lot of time around here from an injury standpoint. But he's starting to show some life a little bit. So he's a very active kid that we're going to have to get something out of. Darnell is incredibly consistent for us. He understands our scheme. He's not, he can get sometimes you got to be careful with some matchups with him size wise, but he's very functional, fundamentally sound player, knows the scheme. And then Peyton Page, Peyton Page is a young guy that's learning, big presence, different type of player, but he's a load in there. And so, we got a good group, and we're fortunate with that, but we're definitely going to miss TD for sure.
Dabo, at what point did he go down, or I guess did he?
I never knew it till after the game. That's what I'm saying. That's it's incredible. And I told him, I was like, because I didn't know till Sunday. He didn't miss a play. He was there in the last play of the game. And you watch him on the third down. He's ripping through, getting off blocks. It's just incredible that he was able to play. And he just said, he maybe it was the adrenaline of the moment. I don't know, but he was sore the next day. But in the moment, he felt like he could play.
So is he not sure exactly when it happened?
He probably is, but I'm not sure exactly when it happened.
I was just going to ask about his effort and the way he plays. I think there was a play where he dove for the quarterback, like out of bounds. Got
up. Well, that one, but there was also one in the backfield where he got on the ground, got up, and goes and makes the play 20 yards down the field. He was literally he made the extra effort tape five plays. Five different plays he was on the extra effort cut up. So just a great example to his team in how you're supposed to play.
Dabo, what do you think when you hear Bockhorst yesterday say things like, I think he said he wasn't here to make friends, wants to see people be held accountable when they don't do their jobs. What do you make of that when you hear him say that?
Well, that's the way it is. He's an incredibly committed guy. He knows what it looks like. He's been around here a long time. He's been on a bunch of great teams, and he knows the type of execution you have to have. And we got, and the good news is we're getting. If we weren't getting the type of effort, that'd be a different deal. It would be. I'd have a different mentality, but that's not the case. We've got great kids that are working their tail off, practicing their tail off. We've got some inexperience in some spots, and that's just, and a couple guys that, and we've had some weird, it's just been a weird deal. And last week was an incredibly, strange challenge, kind of ambushed a little bit, but we found a way. And when you got young players that are very inexperienced, next thing you know, if you're not sure, then what goes out the window is your fundamentals, your technique, Now the effort is very good, but for us, it's preparing with purpose, and our guys are doing that. We're having great. At some point we are. At some point we're going to take the practice to the game day, and these guys are preparing with purpose. There's no doubt about that. And when you do that, then you're doing a good job with details. And then it's you got to have commitment to be and do your best. Our guys are committed. We got a very committed group of guys. We have great leadership on this team. This is an easy team to come to work with every day. And then you have great effort, but it's effort with technique is what leads to execution. That's the part that's hurting us right now, is just the type of technique and fundamentals that you have to have precision in what you do, because you're putting drives together, especially getting a game like that where you're going to have to put drives together, and next thing you know, it's a critical mistake, a critical MA, and a lot of it's just fundamentals and technique. So we've got to get better there. There's no doubt, but the effort and the commitment is what you need. And the preparation is the same. So just, again, early in the season, the Georgia game is a really tough challenge. I don't care who plays Georgia, it's going to be a tough challenge. It's a very good. I don't care who plays Clemson, it's going to be a tough challenge. And, a lot of new people, and then you play another game and, really kind of can do what you want, and then you play a game and you spend all week in your preparation and it's nothing that you prepared for. It kind of creates some chaos and some anxiety. And when you're inexperienced, it multiplies and it magnifies. So, that's kind of where we are right now. But we've got to play better. But our preparation, our effort, the guys we got, we've got a good group, and it's just a matter of time before we put it together. And we better put it together this week. I'll tell you that, because this is just the opposite. This is an incredibly experienced group on both sides of the ball, and we're going to play well. Have to play our best game.
I guess as the offense kind of comes around, do you feel like this is a defensive unit that you don't worry about putting too much pressure on them, or do you worry about if the offense isn't producing, defense having too much pressure on them on a week-to-week basis?
No, defense just they focus on their job. That's what their job is, to go stop people. We don't ever go into a game saying let's don't give up certain. Our job, we want to go stop people. That's always been our mentality around here. And they can't sit around. Defensive guys are worried about the offense, and if offensive guys are worried about the defense, then you're not worried about doing your job. They got enough on their plate than to worry about what's going on the other side of the ball.
Dabo, the defense obviously has not given up a touchdown. It's the only team left in FBS who hasn't. But when you talk to those guys, they still say, here's what I want to improve. We have to get better. I guess just what does that say about their mindset, but also just kind of the potential of that group? Well,
it's maturity, it's experience, it's pride and performance. Incredibly, with 20 guys coming into the season that have started for us. So very, very experienced group, a very deep, talented group. It's a lot of competition. And so they got a lot of pride in their performance. And they're not just satisfied with winning the game. They want to dominate. And they know that they have, and again, it's the totality of the season. As you start to get tape out there, it's not like we're not making mistakes, but sometimes you cover mistakes up. Maybe your pass rush covered a mistake up, or maybe your effort covered a mistake up, where you misaligned or busted backside, or maybe it was the play call didn't expose you. But, you totally screwed something up, but the play call didn't expose you, but you put it on tape. And so we put some bad stuff on tape last week. It's our worst game defensively. It's the worst we've played. Most missed tackles, most mental errors, and really poor with our eyes, where guys are trying to do too much. Guys trying to do other people's jobs, and that's and they see that. So that's discipline, and staying disciplined, and the effort, the physicality, man, it's been really good. But again, staying disciplined within the system to doing your job. We did a really poor job of leveraging the ball. We did not contain the ball very well at all. Quarterback scramble really kept them in the game. It's really what kept them even alive. We had some bad penalties that extended drives where we're going to get off the field. So there's a lot that we need to improve from in that game. So that's you're always chasing your best game. And so there's a lot of things that they want to do better. Now, you're always satisfied and happy that you got the win, but you move on. How do we get better? And that's what we do every single week.
Coach, how do you think DJ handles any criticism that comes his way so far in the first 3 games?
You have to ask him. He's been fine to me. He's a very even-keeled young man, and prepares his tail off. Prepares his tail off. So he's it's just, I think he's very well prepared for, what comes with that position, especially at a place like Clemson. He's a kid that's competed at a high level for a long time and with high expectations for a long time, and that just comes with it.
Dabo, What have you seen from Davis Allen where he's kind of separated himself as that number one guy in the tight end room?
He's just played better, and Braden hadn't played bad. There's a few things we need Braden to do a little better, but he's just played well, just like Shipley. I mean, he's earned the opportunity to run out there first. It's a day in, day out, week in, week out. You got good players, and so it's no different than what we have at defensive end. Who's going to run out there first, and who's earned it week in and week out. It's just one of those positions. We got two really good players. And unless we start with two tight ends, one of them's got to run out there first. And after the first few games, Davis has just been a little bit more complete player.
With Shipley, just how would you describe his vision and for a freshman, how he's kind of handling that?
He's special. I mean, he's got great vision. He's got great toughness. He's fast. I mean, he's a very complete player. I mean, he's relentless. He's a fighter for every inch. He's not satisfied with being tackled. We had a play in the game. Play in the game. He breaks 2 tackles, breaks one in the backfield, breaks one on the outside, and if Ngata blocks, if he just covers the guy up, it's a touchdown. He's the type of guy that, man, you got to, if everybody's working as hard as him, big plays are going to happen. On the outside. Because usually that's where your biggest plays come from in the run game. Is when you get a guy to the second level and you got some key blocks from those receivers. And Joe had a good game, but it was one play, but literally it's a touchdown if he just covers the guy up. And instead we get a 0, and that guy makes the tackle. This is after he broke 2 tackles. He's just a relentless runner, and just very passionate about the game, passionate about being a great teammate, and I think Kobe's the same way. I think we got 2 really, really good players that are gonna do some great things for us.
Yeah, but with Trenton getting ejected last week, and I saw you brought in Barrett for a few plays and all, is it important to kind of get him up a little bit more so he's ready in case something like that happens and you're not missing a true Sam linebacker out there?
Yeah, he's ready. Malcolm played a lot of snaps, and Malcolm got banged up as well, and then just fresh legs, man. I mean, it was a long game and an emotional game, and just having some fresh legs out there in a couple of those moments. But Barrett's going to be a great player. He's super explosive and very instinctive player. I think eventually we'll play inside, before it's all said and done.
Regarding Georgia Tech sort of ambushing you guys with their structure, is the belief that, hey, you just tip your cap and they did something we couldn't possibly have prepared for, or is it we should have been more prepared in some ways for what they did? Well,
I mean, I think you tip your cap. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you prepare for what you think they're going to do, and you only get 17 hours of preparation time, so you got to make decisions, and you base it on what you've seen on tape, and then you get in the game and it's not what you've seen on tape. Hey, tip your hat to them. They caught us off guard a little bit, but we made the adjustments, and if we don't screw it up, it's 24 points or 27 points, and we just didn't finish the drives with the type of points. We were very efficient, and again, but when you have long drives like that and you get nothing for it, it's a double-edged sword there. Virginia Tech last year, different but similar in how they wanted to play, but we scored, and we didn't do that, and so I think because then I think once you get the type of lead, then things change a little bit, but we didn't, so just kind of stuck with it, and next thing you know, you make some mistakes and things like that, and you're in a dogfight. That's exactly what happened.
With your announcement last night